Hi class, good day. Welcome to continuation of our topic for discussion in basic accounting, all about accounting cycle. Step 2, prepare journal entries. Game? Game. So, diretso na tayo sa illustrative problem. Next, we have January 14. Issued a check for gas and oil 16,000 and repair and maintenance 13,000 of motorcycles. Gumastos daw ang business in relation sa gas and oil at repairs and maintenance ng mga motorcycles. These are expenses. To know the appropriate account title, check natin sa chart of accounts. Among the expenses accounts, ang may gas and oil at repairs and maintenance lang na salita ay itong mga to. Direct charges, gas and oil, at direct charges, repairs and maintenance. So, ito yung gagamitin natin. Tumaas ang expenses natin under direct charges, gas and oil, and under direct charges, repairs and maintenance. And so, we debit this. Sulat natin, debit, direct charges, gas and oil, 16,000, and debit also direct charges, repairs and maintenance, 13,000. Sa kabilang banda, since nag-issue tayo ng check to pay these expenses, bumaba ang asset natin under cash in bank. Tama? So, we credit. Credit cash in bank, magkano? Tama, 29,000. 13,000 plus the 16,000, so 29,000. Explanation, to record payment of gas and oil and repairs and maintenance. Next, January 15. Paid salaries of employees through issuance of check, 21,000. Nagbayad daw ng sahod ng mga empleyado. So, gastos yan, tama? Salaries expense yan. Pero again, check natin sa chart of accounts kung ito ba or may mas appropriate account title na gagamitin. Ayan, kung mapapansin nyo, dalawang account title yung related sa salaries. Itong isa, direct charges, salaries, at itong isa naman, salaries expense. Ang tanong, alin dyan ang gagamitin mo o parehas mo ba siyang gagamitin? Ang sagot, parehas. Sir, paano mo nasabi yon? Take note na may 4 na empleyado na na-hire ang business. Tama? Yung mga delivery drivers at isang office assistant. Yung sahod ng mga delivery drivers para dun sa direct charges, salaries. At yung sahod ng office assistant ay para dun sa salaries expense account. Ano bang ibig sabihin nitong direct charges? Direct charges or direct costs, these are costs that can be directly associated to a certain cost object. Ang cost object naman class, this is something that costs you to incur costs. Itong cost object class, pwede yung product or product line, service, department, customer, or company segments. Anything that can be assigned with cost. Okay? Now, sa illustrative problem, ang cost object dito ay yung delivery service ng business. Dahil sa delivery service na yan, gumagastos tayo tulad ng sahod ng mga drivers. Gastos tulad ng gasolina, ng repairs at maintenance para sa mga motor. And even the decrease of effectiveness of the motorcycle, which is in accounting term, we say it as depreciation. Lahat yan direktang gastos o konsumo ng business sa pag-provide ng delivery service nila. Kung wala kasi itong mga common or major expenses na to, di makakapag-provide ng delivery service ang business. Bigyan din lang natin, no? Ang gastos ba ng business sa tubig at kuryente nito ay makakaapekto sa pag-provide ng delivery service sa customer? Depende, pero malamang, hindi. Kasi kahit wala naman yung gastos na yan, makakapag-deliver pa rin ang business sa customer nila. Unlike na kung walang gastos sa gasolina ng motor, malamang di makakapag-provide ng delivery service kasi una, di tatakbo ang motor kung walang gasolina, tama? Isa pa, yung gastos para sa sahod ng office staff. Makakaapekto ba sa pag-provide ng delivery service ng business kung sakaling wala? Depende, pero malamang, hindi. Mas makakaapekto pa yung gastos ng business para sa sahod ng mga delivery drivers nito. Kasi kung walang mga drivers, hindi makakapag-provide ng delivery service ng business, tama? So, ulitin lang natin na ang direct charges or direct costs are costs that directly associated or can be easily traced to a cost object. Okay? Kailangan din kasi natin ihiwalay ang direct costs or expenses kasi it has something to do when it comes on the presentation of the reports or yung tinatawag nating financial statements. Mas ma-appreciate natin yan kapag nandun na tayo. Going back to journal entry, tumaas ang expenses under direct charges, salaries, at under salaries expense. So, sulat natin, debit, direct charges, salaries. Magkano? Correct, 15,000. Sir, paano nakuha yun? Yung mga drivers na may monthly salaries na 10,000 each, tama? Sumahod ngayong 15, kalahating buwan. So, 5,000 lang kada isa. Tatlo yung drivers ng business. So, 5,000 times 3, 15,000. Then, another debit salaries expense, magkano? Tama, 6,000. Ito yung sahod ng office assistant na may monthly salaries na 12,000. Sumahod ngayong 15, kalahating buwan. So, 6,000 lang. Sa kabilang dako, bumaba yung asset under cash in bank since nag-issue ng check for this expense, and so we credit cash in bank amounting to 21,000, 15,000, and the 6,000. Explanation: to record payment of salaries. Next, January 16, rendered delivery service to Mr. Ut Ang in the amount of 16,000. Mr. Ut Ang wrote a promissory note to pay the business within 60 days at 12% interest. Okay, malinaw dito na nakapag-render ang business ng delivery service kanino? Tama, kay Mr. Ut Ang, isang customer. Pero wala pang bayarang nangyari. Sa halip, ang ginawa ng customer ay nag-issue ng promissory note. May kasulatan na babayaran niya ang business within 60 days plus interest. Tama? Now, punta tayo sa chart of accounts to see proper account title to use. At ayan, kung mapapansin nyo, dalawa ang receivable accounts natin. Accounts receivable, sana ang gagamitin natin for this kasi sabi nga natin, accounts receivable is being used when we have receivables to our customers out of the service performed. But since the customer issued the promissory note, ang dapat na gamitin ay notes receivable. So, tumaas ang asset under notes receivable. So, we debit. Debit, notes receivable, 16,000. At sa kabilang banda, tumaas ang revenue natin. And so, we credit. Credit service revenue amounting to 16,000 also. Explanation: to record the receive 60 days note at 12% for rendered service. Next, January 17, Mr. Pag-ong made additional investment of 20,000 in his business. Si Pag-ong daw, yung may-ari ng business, nag-invest ulit ng 20,000 pesos. So, tumaas yung asset ng business under cash on hand. Kasi, di naman sinabi na dineposit sa bank account yung cash investment ng owner. Tama? Tumaas ang asset under cash on hand. And so, we debit. Debit, cash on hand, 20,000. At the same time, tumaas yung equity ng business under ong capital. And so, we credit. Credit ong capital, 20,000. Explanation: to record additional investment by the owner. Next, January 19. Mr. Pag-ong applied and submitted requirements for a loan of 100,000 to BPI. The loan was approved and deposited on his personal bank account. Nag-apply daw ng loan yung may-ari ng business, tama? At nang ma-approve yung pera, dineposit sa personal bank account niya. Tanong, accountable event or accountable transaction ba yan ng business? Ang sagot, hindi. Pero sir, di ba tumaas ang asset at liability kasi nga nagkaroon ng cash at ng notes payable? Oo, pero hindi yung business. Yung may-ari lang mismo. If the owner maintain his own books for his personal transaction, accountable event niya to. Again, sa libro niya, hindi sa libro ng business. We have accounting concept which is called as accounting entity or business entity assumption that states that financial records of the business are separate from those of its owners or any other business. So again, this transaction is not an accountable event of the business and will not be recorded on its books. Next, January 20. Issued a check for 50% partial payment to Office Warehouse. Nagbayad daw ang business kay Office Warehouse ng 50% of its account. Anong transaction ang connected nga dito? January 2. Tama, the 3rd January 2. Si business kasi may utang dito sa supplier niyang si Office Warehouse for the previous purchase of office equipment made on account amounting to 74,000. Now, move forward to January 20, nagbayad na through check si business ng 50% na utang niya kay office warehouse. Bumaba ang liability ng business under accounts payable, and so, we debit accounts payable amounting to, tama, 37,000 only. 50% of the 74,000. Sa kabilang dako, bumaba ang asset under cash in bank, and therefore, we credit cash in bank 37,000. Explanation, to record 50% partial payment to office warehouse. Next, January 22. Rendered delivery service to various clients on account, 38,000. So again, nakapag-render ng service kaya may revenue na ang business dito. Pero yung mga customer, hindi pa nagbabayad. Utang muna ng customer sa business at receivable naman ito ng business. So tumaas ang asset under accounts receivable, and so we debit. Sulat natin, debit accounts receivable 38,000. At sa kabilang banda naman, tumaas ang revenue under service revenue account, and so we credit service revenue 38,000. Explanation, to record rendered service on account. Next, January 25. Mr. Pag-ong withdraw cash of 3,000 for personal use. Okay, dito, ang sabi, yung may-ari naglabas ng pera galing sa business papunta sa kanya para sa personal niyang pangangailangan. Withdrawal class is a transaction in which the owner removes his investment from the business. Usually, pera ang madalas na wini-withdraw ng owner. Pero of course, pwede din yan na hindi pera. Pwede mga non-cash investment niya, just like motorcycle, in our illustrative problem. Now, let's check the chart of accounts kung ano yung specific na account title para dito. So, for withdrawal, ito yung gagamitin natin. Ayun, ong drawing. Tumaas ang withdrawal or drawings under ong drawing account, and so, debit ong drawing amounting to 3,000. Tapos sa kabilang banda, bumaba naman yung asset under cash on hand. Wala namang sinabi na through check ang pag-withdraw. So, bumaba ang asset under cash on hand. Therefore, we credit cash on hand 3,000. Explanation, to record cash withdrawal by the owner. Next, January 27. Edita's wedding dress shop paid 50% of its account. Sabi, sa transaction, nagbayad si Edita Weddings Dress Shop. Sino dito si Edita? Tama, customer. Siya daw ay nagbayad ng 50% na utang niya sa business. Utang ni Edita, receivable ni business. Class connected to sa transaction last January 12. Ito yung time na nakapag-render ng service ang business kay Edita. At nag-recognize tayo niya ng receivable at revenue amounting to 18,000. Now, move forward to January 27, nagbayad na ng 50% si Edita kay business. At dahil nakakolekta na ang business, tumaas ang asset under cash on hand. And so, we debit cash on hand amounting to, tama, 9,000. 50% of the 18,000. At the same time, bumaba ang asset under accounts receivable. And so, we credit that. Credit accounts receivable amounting to 9,000 also. Explanation, to record 50% partial collection of receivables from Edita. Next, January 28. Paid water and electricity bill for 7,000. Okay, nagbayad daw ng gastos ang business para sa tubig at kuryente nito. These are what we commonly known as utilities expenses. Pero pwede rin yung light and water expense. Pero to check, tignan na lang natin sa chart of accounts ano yung dapat na gagamitin. So, ayun. Utilities expense nga. So, yan ang gagamitin natin. Tumaas ang expense under utilities expense, and so, we debit utilities expense 7,000. Sa kabilang banda, bumaba naman ang asset under cash on hand, and so, we credit cash on hand 7,000. Kung mapapansin nyo class, we use cash on hand pag walang sinabi na yung payment ay through check or yung receipt of cash ay dineposit sa bangko. Pag silent ang transaction, yun ang gagamitin natin. But again, it really depends on the problem, lalo na kung may mga binigay na chart of accounts. Let's be attentive to that. Now, explanation to record payment of water and electricity bills. Next, January 30. Paid salaries of employees through issuance of check. 19,000 pesos. 15,000 for delivery drivers and 4,000 for office assistant. Nagbayad na ulit ng sweldo ng mga empleyado. Tumaas ang expense under direct charges, salaries, and salaries expense. And so, we debit. Sulat natin. Debit, direct charges salaries, 15,000. And another debit na salaries expense, magkano daw? 4,000. And on the other side, bumaba ang asset under cash in bank. So, we credit. Credit cash in bank, magkano? 19,000. Tama. 15,000 and the 4,000. Explanation to record payment of salaries. And last transaction, January 31. Paid rent for the month, 11,000 through issuance of check. So, gastos yan sa upa ng business. Obviously, rent expense yan. Pero let us check first kung ano yung account title sa chart of accounts. So, ayun. Rent expense. So, yan ang gagamitin natin. Tumaas ang expense under rent expense and so, we debit. Debit, rent expense, 11,000. Sa kabilang banda, dahil nagbayad ang business ng upa, bumaba ang asset under cash in bank and so, we credit. Credit cash in bank, 11,000. Explanation to record payment of rent for the month. And so, just to refresh our mind, class, accounting cycle, step 2, prepare journal entries. In this step, we record accountable events in chronological order in the general journal. A journal entry is composed of number 1, date, number 2, account and amount to be debited, number 3, account and amount to be credited, number 4, brief explanation of the transaction, and number 5, post reference or also known as folio. There are two kinds of journal entry. First is simple journal entry, and second, compound journal entry. Simple journal entry is a journal entry with one debit and one credit, while compound journal entry is a journal entry with two or more debits or two or more credits. And last, in journalizing, first, you need to understand the transaction, what elements of financial statement it affects, and how it was affected. Is it increase or decrease? Second, you need to know possible account titles that you will be using. And third, apply the debit and credit rule. Withdrawals, asset, and expenses, normal balance is debit. And so when we debit, it increases. But if we credit, it decreases. While liability, equity, and revenues, normal balance is credit. And so when we credit, it increases. But when we debit, it decreases. At sana class may natutunan kayo sa araw na to. Kung sakali, pakilike tong video na to, pa-share na rin, at mag-subscribe na rin sa channel para sa mga susunod na accounting topics. Nga pala, may nilagay ako na link sa comment section at description ng video na to para sa short quiz regarding sa topic natin para malaman ko rin kung may natutunan nga kayo. Remember this class. Happiness is the real sense of fulfillment that comes from hard work. Muli, maraming salamat.